Lise is going to speak to us about how circular design can assist us in envisaging a better world. Are you on?
I'm
Good.
on.
Over to you.
So I think this is quite a fitting topic to come after the procurement bit that Karen has just explained. And interestingly enough, Karen was my first boss. So it's quite nice to be sitting on a panel next to her. So there's ample evidence that circularity has started to really make inroads into the linear economy, and we've moved beyond proof of concept now. I just want to ask, how many people actually know what circular design is all about? Okay, so great, because now my slides with all my notes are going to serve me well, because we're going to do an express run through it. So in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to take you through the fundamentals of circular design and how it can be optimized, not only in products, but in services and systems as well. And often when you speak about design, and you'll find that later in the later panel, you always think about pretty things. And we're not talking about just pretty things. Form and function, it goes beyond that. And how it can create real value. So we are seeing a shift from a linear economy now to one that is more underpinned, which was obviously underpinned by take, make, discard, to one that's more circular, where we're trying to keep products and raw materials in circulation, so that they play the role of being a technical nutrient or an energy input into a new process. So you're retaining that. You may be aware of the recycling economy, and a lot of people think that that is the circular economy, but actually it's not. It keeps materials in play for a little while, but actually it lands up. There is an end of life at the end of the value chain. So I chose to use nice little stick drawings, it doesn't look so complicated, but basically the circular economy is an industrial system that's restorative by design. It replaces this end of life, it goes somewhere, with a shift towards renewable energy, eliminates the use of toxic chemicals, it imparts the reuse and the repair philosophy, and things that can actually return to the biosphere. So we don't want things like plastic landing back in the environment, and that's where the next speaker will step in. It also aims to eliminate waste through really superior design, looking at materials, products, systems, and business models. And I'll show you an example of that. So you can see there are a few principles. At its core, the philosophy is to design out waste. So products are designed for disassembly, optimizing the cycle of disassembly and reuse, and then also tight component product cycles. Next, we've got two sides, the biological side and the technical side. So really there's a strict differentiation between the two, between a technical nutrient, between consumables and durable components. So your car is durable, whereas something that's made from a non-renewable resource sometimes is actually a consumable. I'm not going to go through the notes. There's lots of notes that explains it in more detail. The third component is the energy source, and often this is forgotten. So your input materials and it's the embodied energy required as a fuel in the cycle that then gets taken into consideration. I'm not going to go through these, but there are 4 key components that one also has to look at. It's not just about changing from linear to circular. It's looking at how many times you can do that in the life cycle of whatever product, service, or system you are using or designing. Keeping the loops as small as possible, and then, as I said before, looking at that energy source. I went backwards by mistake, and then looking at the cascading effect. There we go. So looking at how a material or a component can be used in another value chain as well. So an example of that, I just thought I need to give you an example, is PET. So PET is the drinks bottle. We've moved away from it for the event. But PET can actually be recycled into a new product. That closes the loop. You can turn it into a new bottle. But you're also looking at PET that can be recycled into fiber, and that can be used in a different value chain. So PET is actually quite a nice example of this kind of circular economy. There's also looking at the entire system where you have a return, like a deposit system with the 1.5 litre PET bottles. Those in turn are washed and can be refilled and reused. So that actually pulls that kind of circle even tighter on that particular product. So some of the other things that are being done, the Ellen MacArthur Foundation has got an awesome study about it, looking back as far as 2012, where circular systems and products have actually brought value to a value chain. They figured out that if you remanufacture mobile phones, you could actually reduce the cost by 50%. So it's not a take, make, dispose, but it's actually by re-engineering the phone, you can reduce that cost. Looking at packaging, processing, distributing beer, you can reduce the cost by 20% just by shifting to reusable glass packaging. How much more time? Done. Okay, we can talk about it on the panel.
That's all we want. Thank you. Thank you very much.